want to come back to something,
Yeah,
because this is the stuff that really drives me up a wall, and it's this idea of people talking about what should be and what it shouldn't be, and we live in a world where should and should not doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what is and what is not. And so saying, well, men should not be attracted to women or men should not pick women to date and be led by their biological instinct, which is physical and sexual attraction as a primary, not the only, but as the primary. And if we turn the shoe and put it on the other foot, then we're turning around telling women, well, you should not be screening for tall, attractive, handsome, in good shape men that have the ability to go and make money and provide and protect for me and my future children, which is a biological instinct and a biological drive when it comes to mate selection. So instead of saying this is the way humans operate and have operated for millennia and we still operate today, so take these facts and take these tools to make the best decision possible, we're trying to sit here and tell them, not we, but there are people that are telling them that doesn't matter. That's old order thinking. We're not cavemen anymore. This isn't the 50s. Blah, blah, blah. Women have rights. Women can get credit cards, this, that, and the other. And all that does is lie to people. All that does is lie to men and tell them you can just be yourself and women will just fall at your feet. That lies to women and say you can just let yourself go and drink and party and do drugs throughout your entire 20s or go chase the bag until you're 35 or 40, and then men are just going to fall and kiss the feet you walk on. And that's not the reality for men and women today. So why do we continue to perpetrate this nonsense just because we don't like the way something sounds and it hurts our feelings? This is the stuff that this is the stuff that really drives me crazy. And it's the reason why we do this show in the first place, because we want to have open and honest conversations. And we don't pander to the emotions of men or women and tell them that the sun is always shining when it's not, and that water isn't wet and the sky isn't blue. We're here to deal with facts and what is, not what should be.
Is that a question?
No, but my point is, you seem to have an issue when we say things like the primary attraction driver for men is beauty and physical attraction.
I didn't have a problem with that. I had a problem with the way that, I had an issue with the way that tweet was presented, as that was the only thing I knew about Rich up until that point. I don't have a problem with saying that. Listen, the whole reason you guys brought me here, and the whole reason that picture went, people were commenting on it again, was because of the way I look, whether you like it or you don't. That's why it was there. I'm not going to stand here and be like, people don't care about how you look. Of course they do. And so yes,
what is the problem? Because I've asked this question. We've asked this like 3 or 4 times now, and we're trying to get to the crux of what the issue is. And all we're getting is tap dancing.
Oversimplification of this to basically throw every single person into this. This is it. This is your value as a human being, as a woman. Your value is diminished at 23. I don't agree.
That's not what we ever said.
A lot of women.
You're conflating. You're conflating human value and sexual marketplace value. When we're talking about value, we're talking about value to the opposite sex.
Okay, I married a man that is, this time around, I married a man who is 9 years my junior. So I met him in my 30s. You guys are saying something in a general.
You married a guy 9 years younger?
Yeah, I did.
Did he have any kids?
No.
And he doesn't have any children?
He did not want children, no.
So he's 9 years younger and he adopted your 4 kids as his own?
He did not adopt them. They have their father.
Well, I mean, he plays the role as stepdad. I mean, I'm assuming
he's the most amazing stepdad, yes.
Yeah. Wow.
So my point is, you are saying
dots are starting to connect.
Is it?
Are you guys unplugging and seeing the code in the matrix?
I want you to finish that thought.
Which
Martha,
thought? Sure.
That you just said. The problem.
That my problem was the generalization of it. I think that
why are generalizations an issue? Just because you're the exception, generalizations now go out the window?
No, I think that it's a horrible generalization.
Exceptions don't disprove a rule, though, Martha.
They don't. But here you are sending a message. Rich, you have a following of, a pretty large following of men. You've seen how a lot of these men that follow yourself Andrew Tate. Like there's this type of following of men who love to talk shit about women, who love to put them down and do these things. So you are setting
Those
up.
aren't my boys. Those aren't my boys. Those are people that have issues with women. My boys, all of my boys, Martha, they're in long-term relationships over a very long period of time. They lead the frame of the relationship. The woman's feminine. She's a complement to his life. They don't
I've been
fight.
reading
There's
the
no boss
comments
bitch
along the
stuff.
side, so I don't know that those aren't your boys. The thing is, there are plenty of men who are wonderful, I'm sure, lovely gentlemen, but a large majority of them are not. And so when you say these things and you empower them to say it to
So you want
women,
me to lie
that's
to them then? Like, what would you like
I
me
don't
to
want
tell?
you to
Like,
lie to them,
so
but what was the point of that comment? To tell
okay,
women
so
that
you
at 23
have
they hit a wall?
you've
Like
got
what? What
hundreds
do
of
you
people watching.
accomplish with it?
Okay, you've got hundreds of people watching you right now, and you think that I'm leading them wrong because of the comments or whatever their impression is. Why don't you speak to them and tell them what it is that you think they should be doing better?
I think that
Give them
men,
your speech.
my speech, sure.
Like, what do I get wrong that you recommend that they do that would make them better, that would get them better results out of life?
That would get okay, now you switch it on. Something that they could do better that would get them better results, start focusing on
Yeah,
the
because
on
what
what
do
they
men
actually
want, right?
want out of a woman.
Yeah.
If you just want a beauty queen, then that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get somebody that only cares about the money that you bring to the table.
Okay, so if a
If that
man
is what
wants
you
a beauty
want,
queen, so if a man wants a beautiful woman, what does he have to do to get a beautiful woman?
whatever that beautiful woman wants,
What is it?
which is probably gonna be money to stay beautiful and to live that lifestyle. So
Okay.
if that's what
What
you're
else?
interested in, absolutely go for it. If you want a
But, but,
life
but, but,
with
but hold on a second, Martha. I'm giving you the soapbox. I want you to educate the men that are watching right now. You're saying that I'm leading them wrong and you have a better solution. And all you're saying, if you want a beautiful woman, then you have to give them money. What else? What else do you have to give them?
If they want to be, I wouldn't know because that's not the woman I am. So I don't know what they would want.
So you're
I'm
telling me
telling
that
you,
I'm doing it wrong. So what's your better solution?
my better solution.
The guys
Why
are
don't you
waiting
leave?
for it.
Not you. Yes, if you want a woman who is going to like, what do you want out of life? Do you want a woman who's going to be by your side, that is going to raise your children, and who is going to be there in the long term? Then it doesn't matter. Like that's
So what do
not
they
where you
have to
need to
do
be.
as a man to get that? Because lots of men want a
Look
woman in their
for
life.
women.
Lots of
There
men
are
want to have children, but they're afraid. Women
So
are
stop
very
treating
difficult for
women
them to deal
like
with
a
today.
piece of meat. You want a woman? You have a fantastic woman here on the show by in the square next to me. Brianna, she's a wonderful lady who wants a man who's going to probably give her that stability, who's going to make her a wife, who's going to make her a trad wife, she's going to be a fantastic mother. She deals with other people's children. And here's the thing, the guys that are watching this, hopefully one of you guys will take her on a date and start a
But
life with
Martha,
her. This is
you
it. If you
haven't
want a
you
beauty
haven't
queen,
you
if you
haven't given
want
them anything
the
to work with to
stereotypical,
sink their teeth into. You're telling them, you're saying, Rich, you're giving them bad advice. You should be giving them better advice. I haven't heard you give them better advice that solves their sexual strategy, right? They want to be with women. They want to have children. They want to be in relationships, but they're finding that it's difficult, if not near impossible. So
I think my
give them the
problem is
tools.
I'm not here to speak to the men. I think it's
But you're
more the
telling me that
women.
I need to speak to the men differently and provide different solutions. I provide solutions that work. I make men better men.
Wonderful. We need better men. Absolutely.
Yeah. So why don't you support my message then? You're saying it's
Honestly,
wrong.
Rich, I don't. The only message that I had seen of yours prior to this and the show where you talked about me was that tweet. So my frame of reference is, here's a man who's telling men that women diminish in value at 23. So based on that context, I come on this show
No, I
and
said
we're having a
women's beauty
conversation.
declines after 23 and they don't
Starts
realize
to
it until the
decline.
second time in their life.
And again, if what you want out
but
of
I've
life is a
clarified that
woman
about 4
who's
or 5
going to
times
have
now.
your children and who's going to be a part of your life and is going
Yeah.
to complement the parts of your life, obviously telling her that she hits a wall at 23 is absolutely how you're going to get there.
Well, I wouldn't recommend guys tell girls, oh, you're 24 next week. You're going to hit the wall. So you better cash out your chips now and marry me fast, like real fast now, sweetheart. That's about the dumbest thing ever. Like, that's not the recommendations that I make. What I'm talking about is the reality of the world that we live in, because I think the world lies to everybody, men and women. I think they lie to women
Absolutely.
a lot.
Yes.
They probably lie to women just as much as they lie to men, right? Like, they
I think
tell
they
men,
lie to women a lot
become
more.
less,
They lie to
so you
women
can become
even
more.
No, they lie to women even more. They are now telling women that you can postpone, or they've been saying it our whole lives. You can postpone having children, and at 40, somehow it's magically going to happen.
I agree.
They've been
Or
lying to
you're
us the whole
beautiful
time.
at any size. Have you ever heard that one?
Of course.
Or
Do you think
age.
women are beautiful at any size? Do you think Lizzo's beautiful?
I personally do not.
See?
But you're talking
So
like I'm the one saying these
some
things.
agreement.
Absolutely. I said we would agree with a lot more things than we disagree with. I don't think that lying to people in general is the way to go. I don't think that telling men to focus on a woman's beauty is telling them the truth. If you want,
I don't even
you don't have to tell them that.
You don't even have to tell them. They do that by osmosis. They do that naturally. They look at
Of course, everybody.
Martha, I can tell you when I was like 8 years old and the Victoria's Secret catalog would come to my house, I would go look at that immediately. When the Sears catalog would come, you'd open it up. I wasn't looking at the toys. I wasn't looking at the hardware department. I was looking at the broad department. Okay. Boys do it by osmosis. We look at girls as beauty objects. We always have.
Tell me to do that.
Nobody needs to tell a guy to do that. I'm not telling them anything that they don't already know or already subscribe to. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pinned down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.